I saw a clip on TikTok. I think it was like this response or whatever, and people's reaction to it was like, yeah, XQC has so much money. It's like, who gives a f, dude? Like, why do people actually respond to this like that? Like, it's crazy to me that you are like a 14-year-old online, okay, and you're watching a bunch of Twitch streamers who will never know who the f you are, and you're defending them, not even on the virtue of the content itself, not even on the virtue of, like, you know, what they mean to you, how good it makes you feel when you watch their or whatever, but simply on the boundaries of how much money they have. And it blows my mind. It's like, bro, snap out of it, okay? It's really weird. We have placed way too much emphasis on how much money people have. The amount of money you make or how much money you have does not actually say anything about your worth, your real worth. Material possessions are ultimately meaningless, okay? You don't carry any of that. The moment you die is gone, okay? And the moment that you're alive, it still doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say money isn't everything, okay? That's rich guy as well. That's definitely rich guy to say that, okay? Money isn't everything, but not having it is, right? When you don't have it, it is everything. And I know that from my own personal experiences as well. But once you get to a certain point of financial stability, it's just like it's diminishing returns in terms of your happiness. All right? Who gives a especially if you're just at home watching. You know what I mean? You're just sitting at home watching in your crusty ass boxers going, yeah, my favorite streamer could buy your favorite streamer. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's an American thing. It just rubs me the wrong way. It's very weird. Maybe the international audience doesn't feel the same way. They get weirded out by this behavior too. I was talking to Squeezy about this, my French friend, and like obviously he's super successful, right? He's like the PewDiePie of France. He's like the PewDiePie of like French content creators, right? And we talked about this quite a bit, and like he was saying that the French cultural attitude is that like they have resentment towards the rich. So like the Mr. Beast style content of just like making content off of money, like off of like giving people money and all this stuff, it just like doesn't play. It doesn't read the same way in France. And maybe that is maybe that's an interpretation that is a little like, I don't know if that's correct or not, is basically what I'm saying. Or maybe that culture is changing as well, but I will never understand that. I will never understand the people that are just like, yo, I have so much money, I'm the GOAT. Money flexing is extremely taboo here in France. This would be a career-ending move for a streamer to do that. Yeah. And that should be the norm everywhere. That should be the norm everywhere. Like the whole, it's so crass, it's so rude. You will never see someone here. I'll use a concept that a lot of TikTok Zoomers care about and have learned about, right? Old money. Okay, old money is supposed to be quiet. You will never see someone who comes from generational wealth, okay, from a decent upbringing, ever do this. Okay, this is nouveau riche. This is gaudy. To be like, yo, look how much money I have. Like, it's just not, it's strange. It's a strange thing to do in general, I think. And maybe it's because of American culture, but yeah, boasting about money and flexing is super taboo in Finland. People get canceled for it for real, except rappers. Yeah, I don't know. Like, on principle, I don't like it in general. I think it's a very odd thing that people do. And maybe it's an American culture thing. I don't know. It's because in America, if you earn the money yourself is a flex, but who cares? Even if you earn the money yourself, that doesn't say anything about you. Do you understand? Yeah, sure. You worked hard. That's great. Okay. You worked hard. You got lucky too. Maybe you have a privileged beginning or whatever, but like ultimately, the amount of money you have in your bank account does not mean anything. Okay. It just means you have more financial freedom. And it means that you have access to do fun, cool, whatever. But that's it. It doesn't say anything about you outside of that. That's actually something that I do appreciate about Kai in general, is that like he does normally maybe sometimes even go a little too over the top with humble, where people will be like, come on, dude, like, you're rich as. Anyway, it removes the stress that eats away at most of the middle class. Yeah. By the way, I f with you. I'm just saying, you can say, why do people care about other people's money when the majority of your career you were the tax the rich guy? Wait, what? Tax the rich, don't be a hypocrite law. I think you fundamentally do not understand any of the things that I talk about. I still say tax the rich. I say tax myself as well. And that's policy. Okay? I think that we should have better redistributive policies. If that's what you, if you can't understand that that is an entirely separate thing versus wealthy people like flexing how much wealth they have, and then the audience reception being positive to that reality is like a very weird thing that I simply cannot contend with in American culture. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is no disrespect. Okay, no disrespect taken. I think you just don't understand where I'm coming from. Like, my position on that has not changed. He wasn't doing this until he was surrounded by some people that champion this kind of flex behavior, and he believed it was okay to do this even as a joke. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's corny. I just wanted to wish you all the best and thank you for the coverage and entertainment and building this community. Yeah, you're welcome. You can talk to Celibate. It's the same in Brazil too. If you're cocky about money like that, you'd be instantly canceled, because for us, it's intrinsic that you need to be humble to succeed in content creation, except for people who scam others by selling courses and similar stuff. Yeah, so much of this, like, there is this weird cultural attitude, especially in America, and I think maybe even all around the world now, because like American content is American culture is the world's culture. What's up? Ne oldu? Ne yapıyorsun? Okay, tamam olacağım. American culture becomes like global culture, okay? But there's this like fascination with how much money people make, and it goes far beyond just like creating opportunities for yourself and creating financial freedom so that you can be free of the treacherous grips of poverty. Okay, honestly, after reading what Ruby was saying, I've decided I can't watch you anymore. So that is part of I think that's part of the reason why so many of the content creators that like Drewski was clowning on also pop off in America too. There's this idea that like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, you're gonna do Sigma grind set, you're gonna get your money up, and then you're gonna get out of this, and then you're gonna flex how much money you have, and that's going to make you look that's gonna elevate your status in society, and people are gonna like you because you have so much money. It's just very it's very vain, it's very shallow, it doesn't say anything about who you are, and as a matter of fact, I'm not saying that like every wealthy person is unconditionally and uncompromisingly evil, okay, but a ton of them are, okay, they are. So it's not like, yeah, exactly, wealth is not a virtue in and of itself. It's not. And I think people do that when they have nothing else. You are so rich, people get mad about. Yeah, it's crazy. I do think especially in America, it's just like we're so primed towards capitalism and the meritocracy of it all. The lie that is like, if you're wealthy, you're good. If you're the prosperity gospel declares that if you're wealthy, you're good, you're morally virtuous. If you're poor, you're evil and you deserved your poor financial circumstances. You did something wrong, so that's the reason why you're there, and that meritocracy is real. So if you're wealthy, you earned it across the board. You know what I mean? And the inverse of that is that if you're poor, you just didn't try hard enough. And that's not the case. When that's not the reality, and that's certainly not the case. And I think it just, I don't know. It just makes people focus on the wrong. Like, be a good person. Okay. I think that's significantly more important than how wealthy you are. Try to do right by others. You know, help people. The rich hate the poor, but the poor love the rich for some reason in America. Yeah, that is true as well. By the way, your new favorite Aliutlu wants to slap Sue Twitch for your reaction. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Why people don't just expand their knowledge when they have more wealth / time to do so does not really make sense to me. If they did, they'd likely do more to make the world a better place. Hustle culture has broken so many people's brains. If you're wealthy and you want a better distribution of wealth, you will get more hate than some rich prick just flexing on them. It's an attack on a lot of people's beliefs that they can make it too instead of pussy redistribution of wealth. I know. It breaks my brain. It breaks my brain when I sit here and I'm talking about like, you know, people trying to uplift themselves and in their immediate surroundings in their workplace by unionizing or any number of different things, which is not even about like stealing from the rich or anything. It's literally you clawing back the value that you're generating with your work that you are basically lining the pockets of wealthy people on. And people will get more mad at me for saying that as a rich guy, even though I was saying it when I was a poor guy too, than a rich guy that just goes, you're broke and you can get out of it. You're broke and you can get out of it by doing the same things that I did. Here, buy my course for $75 a month. Get in my Discord and I'll teach you the ways of doing rug pulls. It's crazy. It's so dumb. People are just, unfortunately, very deluded, I think. Wealthy have a few things I've found in general. They don't like exposing the wealth of people who don't have wealth as a security thing. Don't like directly helping people. Also not to have that be a part of the relationship. Being overwhelmed by raw money amounts is a trauma response to the vast scarcity present in society that deeply hurt people. I think so. I mean, I think that plays a role in it as well. I think the more desperate people get, the worse this happens as well. Like the more desperate people get, the worse wealth disparity gets, the more they valorize the wealthy, the more they think like, oh, wealthy people are powerful for a reason. They are the ordained, you know? Anyway, it is peasant brain for sure. And I hate that. I hate that like people glaze Elon and do this sort of stuff. I don't know. Poor people don't want the rich to pay more or distribute more because they have a fantasy of when they finally become rich, they want to keep as much as they can. I know. And we become more cynical as well. I think that's part of the reason why people interpret what I'm saying as like, people interpret what I'm saying as like insincere. Oh, he must be grifting. Not recognizing that the guy who's telling you, you are gonna make it. All you need to do is give me $75 on my Discord and you're gonna make it. You're gonna be rich just like me. Look at all the nice things I own. And half of that is also rented cars, Airbnbs. They're just faking it. There's like a method to it as well. You just go and spend a little bit of upfront capital to just make it seem like you are incredibly rich and incredibly successful. And then you tell everybody how incredibly rich and incredibly successful you are. And then you sell your course on how you got there. The course is fake, nonsensical too. And then people just like buy the course. And then you actually do start generating more income. And then you can dump some of that back into making it seem like you have a lot of wealth and rinse and repeat. It's just, I feel like we used to be more cynical about gurus like this. But now we just don't have that cynicism at all. We just like lap it up. We eat that shit up.